Hello, welcome. As you guys saw from the beginning, we have a Venu 3S, a Garmin, and let me tell you, I am the most Apple girly ever. So the switch to this is going to be very interesting. And let me say, I did set it up and there's no footage for that because I got so frustrated. I could not figure out how to do anything because I wanted to set my watch face, and when I was editing it or creating a custom one, it was difficult and I could not understand it. When I got this watch, it started off at 72%. It might have been, no, I think around 73%, and it's now at 71%. So we'll see how long this battery lasts. They say up to 10 days, but we'll see. And then I had this on all night actually, and I'm at 75%. They're at a similar battery level. This is at 71% and this is at 75%. We'll see what it looks like at the end of the day. But one last thing I wanted to mention before I take a little break and then go on my run is that this is definitely faster than this. Okay, so we have these watches, right? And then we're gonna do then when I turn my wrist, you'll see which screen pops up faster. Let's see that again. Wait, are they the same? Okay, so there, in that last one, I definitely saw the Venu be a little faster than the Apple Watch. Alright, so I'm gonna get ready for my run. It's just a quick benchmark run. It's actually for the training that I mentioned that I'm gonna do on the Garmin Coach. I'm gonna be using both when I run. Anyways, yes, I was just taking a quick break from work, so I'm gonna finish that up, get ready, and we're just gonna go on a quick, I don't know, I think it's like 15-minute, 10-minute benchmark run. One thing about the Garmin watch that I like is that they have this like adaptive trainer that just kind of trains you, and it gives you like a little customized plan. And it's free, and it comes with kind of like the Garmin watches. So that's the one thing that I really liked about it. I did use a free one when I was using the Apple Watch, but it's not connected to the Apple Watch at all. So any of the like plans that it gave me, I had to go into my watch and kind of create the plan for it. For example, let's say it's run 5 miles at this pace. I would have to like go into the Apple Watch and like try to, I guess it wasn't hard. There was like a pacer thing, and then you would just have to put it in. But for the Garmin, it creates the plan for you, and it already has the activity on there. So for example, I set a shortcut to where if I hold this, it will go next to my run, and when you click it, it tells you the run. Oops, I already did mine today, so I can't really show you what it looks like. But if it were, let's say Monday, November 18th, if I went like this, it would go to the run automatically, and it would have exactly what it wants me to do. And then on the first run, it was basically a benchmark run. It just had me run for like 10 minutes. So I did that. And then here are some clips about me kind of talking about it afterwards. Hello, we just got back from our run. Okay, let's take a look at the Apple Fitness first. What's annoying is that Fitness and Health are not the same app in Apple, but on the Garmin one it is, but it's not really a big deal. Our Apple Fitness, our workout time was 9:07 with 0.62 miles. And then here's our heart rate. Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4, and Zone 5. Let's see, 0.62 miles. Distance, both 0.62. The pace on the Garmin is 14 minutes and 48 seconds. And then on the Apple Watch is 14 minutes and 37 seconds. This video is not I'm trying to show you how this works. This is fully a first impressions kind of video. So yeah, and the one thing I did want to mention, I noticed this right from the bat that I unboxed this. This silicone band is much more comfortable than this because this is thicker than this, and then this also is harder than this. And you'd think even with this like metal, I don't know if it's metal, but with this latch here, it'd be uncomfortable. But actually I find this more comfortable than this. And I remember I even hadn't worn this sports band in forever. Like the second I bought this watch, I got a new band, a nylon one, because I could not handle this, especially in my sleep. But this seems comfortable. One more thing is that notifications. you get notifications on this, and I get them here, but I do feel them here first, ever so slightly. I'll feel this, and then once I register that I felt this, I start feeling this one. And then let's take a look at battery life. This is at 68%, and this is at 69%. So this was 4% ahead of this one when we first started, and now it's 1% behind. But yeah, that's that. And yeah, as I said, excited to see how the sleep does for all of these. And that should be off now. Hello, it is the next day. It is about 10:45 in the morning, and I got a notification. The notification on my watch, Apple Watch, says that I have 10% battery left, and then on my Garmin, 61% left. This morning I also went on a walk, so here's kind of what the screens look like on a walk. What I like about the Apple Watch is that the clock or the time is there, and for the Garmin, it's not. I'm sure you can go into the settings and add your time or add the time. Again, this is just kind of first impressions, and that's something I noticed. And I don't know, to me, I would just think that the time should always be viewable, and it doesn't have to be customized to do so. But as long as I could be able to customize and do that, I will do that. I don't have the chance to do that right now or play with that right now, but yeah, that is just something that I wanted to bring up as a thing that I noticed. Yeah, and I don't know if I talked about it already, but one of the differences I already noticed for sure is that you definitely do get better iPhone integration, obviously Apple. But for example, the Garmin will give you a notification whenever you get a notification on your phone. And you'd think the Apple Watch is the same, but that's not true. On the Apple Watch, if your phone is unlocked and you're actively using your phone and a notification pops up, the Apple Watch won't give you that notification, because I guess they assume that since you're on your phone, you'd see the notifications. I don't get notifications when I'm on my phone, on my Apple Watch. And I guess that could be a pro or a con. If you're one to easily get overstimulated by a bunch of messages or a bunch of notifications when you already see it on your phone, that might be a con for Garmin, and I don't think there's a way you can change that. Whereas Apple Watch, you only get notifications when you're not on your phone, which I kind of like more, just because, you know, I'm on my phone, I see the notification. I don't need my watch to also beep at me or vibrate when I'm on my phone. All right, now that this is dead, for the next couple days, I will just be using my Garmin and officially switch that over. And one feature I really love about the Garmin is that you can set a shortcut button, and here I have my water. I've been trying to have a goal of drinking water, but it's hard to actually track. And I love the feature of having a shortcut that I can choose and it bring me to the water feature. And this water feature is connected to the Garmin Connect, which is where all the data is. So it's all in one place, whereas with Apple, I feel like they might have one, but it's not easily accessible. And then you can also have a hold or a long press on that middle button, and I have it to be my kind of training program that the Garmin Connect set up for me for my 5K. Again, once I do any fun things for the watch, I'll update you guys. But yeah, those are the updates for now. All right, so I did mention that I had the shortcut for hydration on there, but what I do also like about the Garmin Connect app, so not particularly like the watch, but they're all kind of integrated the same way health is with Apple Watch. I really enjoy how that it's all integrated, it's all in one spot. With Apple Watch, if you wanted to count your hydration, you'd have to get a whole nother app. Whereas for the Garmin, it's kind of just in there already. I could either do it on my watch or I can do it on the app on the phone, the Garmin Connect app. So that's great. Hello, it is now my 4th day of having the Venu 3S, the Garmin, and I think I'm gonna charge it today. It's at 28% tonight. I honestly know this will last until at least tomorrow night, but tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to go to San Francisco and stay at my boyfriend's place for a good 2 days or so for work, but I don't want to bring a charger with me. And then I'm going to charge it tonight so that I don't have to worry about it for the next good few days. So yeah, it's lasted 4 nights, or should I say 3.5 days, on 70-ish, 75-ish percent charge when I first turned it on. So that's pretty good. I feel like I can get at least a week on full charge. As I keep using the watch, I noticed that I think the start and end times of my sleep are not as accurate as my Apple Watch. I don't know if it has to do with the time that I set for sleep, but it definitely is minimum 5 to maybe 20 minutes later than what I think it could be. But maybe I actually didn't fall asleep that fast. I don't know. Maybe I did wake up and I started spurring around and was slowly waking up. Maybe that's why. I think now it's been a couple days and I'm a lot more in tuned with how to use it, the buttons, the pressing, the swiping. So I remember the first day I was really frustrated with it and I didn't like it because I feel like it was unintuitive, but it just took some time to get used to, and now I feel like it's pretty easy to use. That's that for now. So on that day, as I mentioned, I think it was at 28% at 6:55 p.m. And then at 7:48, it was at 99%. So basically an hour, less than an hour, it got to fully charge from 28%. And as I've mentioned previously, I'm really, really loving the battery life. But those are basically all the kind of vlog clips for my impression. So let's go ahead and kind of just do a recap of everything that I liked about the Garmin, and then some other things, comparisons to kind of the Apple Watch. Okay, so first let's talk about like what I liked about the Garmin. First thing is aesthetics. I like the look of this. This kind of metal part is more of like a gold, and then the body and the band is like this off-white. And I'm not a fan of how the Apple Watch only has like that really dark blue. I forgot, like midnight blue is what they call it, which is kind of the black. And then it has starlight, which is, and then I think there's like another few colors, but none of them are kind of what I'm looking for. So yeah, I really like the color and the vibe of this more than the Apple Watch. And then also I'm tired of the square look. At first I felt weird with this like circular one because I was just like so used to the square of the Apple Watch, but I did want to move towards more of the mechanical watch look, or like the regular watch look, which is round, right? So then once I kind of got used to this circular round watch face, I do prefer it much more than the square. And then another thing that I really, really like, I've mentioned already, is the battery. It's just so good. It lasts so long. I think I went a full 8 days once without having to charge this. So that's great. And it really just like makes it so much easier. I don't even have to think about it. And then another thing that I like is that all their health things are in just like one place. With Apple Watch, you have to have the health and then you also have to have fitness. You need those two to kind of work together. But for the Garmin and the Garmin Connect, it's all in just the Connect app and it's all there. And then the last thing that really stood out to me is that free adaptive trainer that I talked about recently. And as I said, I use another app. I don't know if I said it, but I use Run with Hal, I think. And it's great and I love it. But it's just hard because I have to kind of create the workout every time on the Apple Watch. So it's a little annoying, really, especially because you have to do it on the Apple Watch or else it won't work. And like sometimes there's intervals and like the small screen is just a little annoying to work with. So I like that it's all integrated and that the kind of activity will just pop up along with the training plan that they give you. That's basically everything that stood out to me so far with the Garmin. I'm sure there's much more that I can speak on, but it's only been a couple weeks, so I don't really have much experience with it yet. And you know, it kind of takes a while to really get to know it as well as I could. So that's just everything for the past couple weeks that I've noticed. But let's get into kind of the things that I did not like for the Garmin watch and kind of preferred the Apple Watch for. So the one thing that kind of really annoyed me is when you have the activity on. So if you're on a run or a walk or a bike or whatever, there's no way to see the time. Like at the Apple Watch, you have the time at the corner no matter what. But for the Garmin, you either have to swipe back to the watch face or you have to remove one of your data points and put the time on there instead. So usually on a run, you can see kind of like your pace, your heart rate, and you can kind of customize what goes on there. I'd have to remove one of the data points that I want to put the clock and time on there, which is kind of annoying. Like, it's a watch. I know, like, it's a fitness watch and a lot of people use it just for fitness, but it's also a watch. I would like to know the time, you know? So that was just one thing that really caught me off guard. But one swipe is not that terrible, I guess. But yeah, I was just a little shocked that, like, it's a watch. Why would you not be able to see the time just anywhere at all times? And then a second thing that I kind of enjoyed the Apple Watch more for, which would make total sense, is that it's just a lot better integrated with my iPhone, and I'm Apple all the way. I'm an Apple girl all the way. The Garmin watch is just not as integrated. That would make sense though. I know if like I were to move to maybe like a Samsung phone, it would be much better integrated. The Garmin can't call or text, which I don't really do much of anyways. Maybe I did it like once a week when for some reason like I forgot my phone in the bathroom and someone texted me and I was just like, wait, or I'll call you back in a sec. But that doesn't really bother me too much. And then I remember, I think I mentioned that it's not integrated in that you'll get double notifications. If your phone is unlocked, the Apple Watch won't give you a notification because it assumes you're on your phone because it's unlocked. But for the Garmin, if your phone is unlocked and I'm like actively on my phone, I'll still get both notifications on my phone and on my Garmin. It's not really a con per se, but it's just something that stood out to me. Along with the lines of integration, Find My Phone on the Garmin kind of sucks. It only works maybe 70% of the time and it takes forever. And if I'm too far in the house, it won't read it. For example, if I left my phone in the garage and I was looking for it in the living room, it probably won't go. But I feel like when I've done it with Apple Watch, it does. So yeah, that's the one thing that is actually, I feel like, a problem for me because I always find my phone. But yeah, so it's just not as good. It works half the time and it's a lot slower. And then this kind of goes along with with the integration or it being as well integrated. But you can't control Spotify on the watch if it's on your phone. With Apple Watch, when I'm running and I'm listening to Spotify on my phone, I can use my watch to kind of change the songs, right? But you can't do that with the Garmin. If you wanted to do that with the Garmin, you would have to have Spotify downloaded on the Garmin and download all your songs onto the Garmin. So that's the one thing that I'm just like, what the heck? I was on one of my first runs with the Garmin and I was just like trying to find a way to change the songs and I was like, wait, what? I would say this is a small thing just because I have AirPods, so I can kind of change the song with the AirPod. It's a little hard because you have to grab, but it's not that big of a deal. But again, it was just one thing that I was just so used to with the Apple Watch that it took a while for me to have to break the habit and like the movement that I've built to stop trying to control Spotify with my Apple Watch. Now I'm using the Garmin. But yeah, those were just kind of my quick impressions. I know there might be some features that fix some of the issues that I'm talking about, or maybe the Apple Watch even, I said something and they actually have a feature that I didn't know about. But these were all just kind of first impressions and the first things that I'd notice. I'm still gonna definitely try it out and I have a few more weeks before I can return the Garmin. So I'm gonna test it out for that time and then really get a sense of whether I prefer the Garmin over the Apple Watch. But yeah, I hope this was helpful in some way and that you found some kind of insight into whether or not Garmin might be right for you or if you're gonna go with Apple Watch. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next one. Bye!